Now, Peter, you might like to tell us a bit more about the first interview we've got. What's that all about?
Well, one of the things that's been happening in recent times is students from UniSA have been teaming up with iPlay Sport to get a bit of experience about what iPlay Sport are about, and also for iPlay Sport to get some value out of students who are studying at UniSA. William Giles is such a student. Will, good to catch up with you. Thanks for speaking to us.
Good evening, Peter and Phil. How are you guys tonight?
Excellent. Good. How did you and iPlay Sport get together?
Sure. So essentially the placement opportunity came about as an initiative of the University of South Australia, which, as you mentioned before, just gives students the opportunity to really get some valuable real-world experience in a professional workplace, which I was fortunate enough to have been allocated with iPlay Sport.
So you don't choose them in a sense, they choose you, or how does the sort of matchmaking come about?
Well, actually, in my circumstance, I was intrigued by the sporting context of the iPlay Sport organisation. To be completely honest, I hadn't heard of the organisation before working with them, but I wanted to learn more about them and see how I could help them, and this gave me a really, really good opportunity to do that.
Okay, so what about then you got involved, and you were involved with the social media side of things?
Yes, that's right. So in the 2 months that I was doing my placement at iPlay Sport, I was primarily involved with their social media projects, such as the integration of their current social media accounts, including YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and that kind of thing. And I also helped them to create some campaigns for events that were coming up, such as the World Ukulele Challenge, which I think you guys did a short feature on in a few weeks ago as well.
Yep, and also the blind cricket Australia versus England as well, weren't you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yes.
So I guess we were chatting earlier on the earlier program about 2016 and how people who are blind or vision impaired maybe can use different methods to be able to vote independently. I guess it's similar for an organisation like iPlay Sport. Social media these days is such a big way to get a message out there.
Yeah, well, that's 100% correct. I mean, a lot of the younger generation as well that are kind of coming up and that might be blind or vision impaired themselves, they really interact with their friends and whatnot through social media now, and that's kind of the common means of interaction. So it's really important for organisations to get on top of that and be a voice within those communities.
Take us back a little step then. What are you studying at UniSA, and is something like tailor making a social media campaign, is that part of the stuff that you've been learning at UniSA?
It all ties into the various courses that are taught at UniSA, but I myself studied a Bachelor in Marketing and Management, so that's a double degree, and I found that the marketing courses in particular really helped me to develop the campaigns, as you mentioned, for the various events, just in terms of just the basic marketing principles and various theories and knowledge.
So I guess you've got the theory and obviously you've got the knowledge. Then you've got to, put it into practice. How did you find that?
Yeah, that was the challenging part for me. Is obviously you learn the theory in a classroom kind of context, and then you have to apply that in a real world scenario. So it was quite a large learning curve, but I found that in the end, everything worked out better than I could have expected, and I think the results that we achieved as well with the interaction on the iPlay Sport Facebook page and the turnout to the events are testament to that.
Because I guess, with something like social media in particular, it's quite easy to get almost or literally an instant response, isn't it? I mean, I guess, in days gone past, if you were maybe advertising or, putting pamphlets in letterboxes, it might be a bit of a slower process in terms of finding out whether people are getting the message. With social media. As I say, it's almost instantaneous.
Yeah, that's correct. And another major point, as you said before, about, the younger generation as well, is that a lot of people now, the focus has shifted from your traditional mail and newsletter kind of advertising mediums, and people are on their phones everywhere now, or their their tablets or whatever. And so yeah, as you said, you can just post something on there, and then straight away it's almost seen instantaneously by whoever's within that network. So yeah, it's really changed in the past decade or so.
Yeah, so probably you're too young to remember the old days. What about iPlay Sport and what they do? You said you're intrigued and fascinated, hence you got involved. What's either left an impression on you in terms of what they do, and I guess more importantly, what people blind or vision impaired can do, particularly in the area of sport? Is there something that like almost a take-home message from you from your involvement?
Yeah, sure. So the first thing that I was really blown away by the just commitment and I guess just the work ethic of everyone at iPlay Sport, of Raj and Victor, and Dan, who you guys have had on the show before.
Yep.
And just, really their commitment to just getting people involved in sport, blind and vision impaired, people involved in sport, because I think a lot of people take sport, or being able to play sport, for granted, and the organisations and leagues that non-blind and vision impaired people have, and just the work that iPlay Sport does in terms of just really getting people from professional athletes to just your average kid who just wants to play sport, just giving them that opportunity. And I think that's really great that somebody is giving those people a voice, but also making it happen. And the blind cricket Ashes as well was a really good eye-opener for me, just to see how the level that that the sport can be played at as well. I was really blown away by the high level of competitiveness between the sides.
Yeah, and certainly a wonderful opportunity for players to play at a very local level, and then all the way up to representing their country is a tremendous opportunity. Is there a sport or an activity that really blew you away in terms of, I didn't know that either was out there, or that a person who's blind or vision impaired can do?
Yeah, so I've during my time at iPlay Sport, I closely followed one of the sponsored athletes who goes by the name of Jonathan Gerlash.
Yes.
And he's a para triathlete, and just the things that he was doing, it was just incredible. I mean, it's hard enough to complete a marathon or a triathlon, not being blind or vision impaired, but just the times he was posting as well were just incredible. And I was really blown away, just as I said before, just the work ethic and also the level that he was at. It was just incredible.
Now, speaking about being blown away, rumour has it, or birdies say that some of the board members of iPlay Sport have been so impressed, and we've spoken to a number of board members over the years, and they're very impressive people themselves, that they've actually got you to help them out with their work situations as well.
Yeah, so I guess that was just a bonus for myself and the team that they have at iPlay Sport. Is that kind of flow and effect from that was that I also got the opportunity to be able to run some campaigns and do some social media marketing for the sponsors and other board members of iPlay Sport, such as Victor, and I got to work closely with Dan, which was also a great opportunity, as obviously he runs his own marketing and whatnot. So that was a really, just bonus experience for me from the whole situation.
But it's sort of part of networking, isn't it? That's
exactly.
You know someone who knows someone, and away you go.
Exactly.
Do you get marked on your time at iPlay Sport? Does it contribute in any sense to what might happen as far as the end of the year marks go, or anything like that?
Yeah, so it counts towards 2 units of the bachelor degree. So this happened to be my final 2 units, which I passed with good grades, and but the real takeaway point for me from that was not so much the grades that I received, but the real world hands-on experience that I was able to just take in, because that's something that I think you can't really be taught in a classroom environment. And that for me was the real take home point from the whole experience.
So going from the classroom into the real world was something that's very, very important. What about now, Will? What ideally, what's your ideal job? Maybe even if not this year or next year, but down the track.
So I think I just from working with iPlay Sport and just interacting with all the different people, from the athletes to the musicians involved in the ukulele challenge. It was just a really great experience that I want to just keep doing in the future. And whether it's, as you mentioned, I'm still working with iPlay Sport, which I'm really thankful for that opportunity. But in the future as well, just expanding and working in different industries. So obviously iPlay Sport's involved in the sports, but just working as well in kind of more commercial things and just really see where it takes me. I'm really just really enjoying the whole marketing aspect of the organisation.
I guess the other thing is when you go into a university course, you think you know what you want to do, and you think you're going to like it or it's going to be for you. It's another thing to actually discover that yes, it is.
Yes, exactly.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. And I know, as I mentioned, that iPlay Sport have been delighted with the work that you've done. And as mentioned, the board members have also been impressed. So that's a great thing. And obviously, as far as going forward goes, some of the people on the board, or the fact that you've got that on your CV can only be helpful as far as carving out a career for you in the future goes.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
All right, William, thanks for speaking to us, and good luck.
Thank you for having me.
That's Will Giles there, a university student from Uni SA, spending some time with iPlay Sport and particularly work on their social media campaigns in the last few months. So well done, and said that's certainly a high recommendation when board members say, well, he's doing such a good job for this organisation, how about coming and helping us with ours? Phil, before we go to the break...